All right, good morning. So because of time today, we're going to skip our journal entry. So would you please just write in there entry 21 real quick, and I will stamp these tomorrow. We want to make sure we get through our entire lesson today, and it was running a little long first period, so we're going to eliminate that part today. So please just write excused. No Aaron today? Nope, okay. No, I did not say that. Aaron's a seasoned video recorder. Jacob. Oh, who else? Who is it? Oh, sorry. Lana's not here either? Yikes. Good. So on your desk, would you please take out your flip books and have that ready to go? All right, here we go. So today we're going to answer this question. What guaranteed liberties are given to American citizens in the Bill of Rights? So this is part of the unit we've been doing as we've been looking more closely at your rights as American citizens. You're familiar with the way we're going to start today, and that is being very clear on what it is we're doing today. So our learning targets: students will be able to identify the amendment and evaluate the liberties given to American citizens in the Bill of Rights. Take 30 seconds, please. Talk to your table partner about what this means. Remember, sometimes we work at just kind of putting it in our own words or maybe using synonyms, but what's the gist of what you're going to be learning or what you will have done when you walk out the door today? Okay, ready? Go ahead.
What you can use it for.
Shakira, can I move you up here today, please? Thank you. Yeah. I'm going to have you stay because you're going to... Oh, yeah, you could. Actually, you can get that out of the way. And you can sit in that other seat. All right, love to hear a couple thoughts. C5. Bella, what is it that you and Sarah talked about? What are we going to learn today? What your rights are? Yeah, good. How about one more? E4. Paige.
Just being able to know like what our rights are and just be able to identify each one.
Yeah, good. And how they relate to the specific amendment. Thank you. And then the why. Why is that important that you can do that? Okay, again, talk to your table partner. Why is it important? All right, thank you, Jacob. Beamish B3. Why is this so important today that you know this information?
Because it applies to you whenever you're a citizen here.
Absolutely.
It's like your rights and your responsibilities.
Yeah, good. Nicely said. How about one more? F2. Morgan.
Knowing what our rights are and like the things that can't happen to us and
Right.
that we have the right to do.
Those protections. Yeah, nicely done. Good job. All right, we're going to get organized. Let me show you. And I pretty much kind of said the same thing you did. It helps us understand what individual rights we have as American citizens. If we're ever in a situation, we know what those rights are guaranteed to us by the Constitution. So good. Here's what I'd like you to do. We're going to do a little kind of shuffle, get us ready for this. You're going to be in teams of 3 again, and we're going to part the waters like we usually do, which means you really can just move a chair. If you want to move the desk, that's fine. This side is going to work with that group, and this side will slide over. Bella, maybe be on the other side of that just because of the obstruction. Would you do that? And while this group is moving to your spots, would one other person on the end go over and grab a stack of talking chips? They're all neatly ready for you. Go ahead and do that, please.
Like you want
Thank you, I'll mention that. 3. Here's kind of your row, Nate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Will, there's for your little row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Pass them back. No, you're passing them back. Yeah.
You give it to Allie.
So you should have a blue handout, and you should have a stack of your own colored, what we call talking chips. So decide who's getting what color. I want to remind you, we practice with these talking chips. We've done it once before last week. It is part of our accountability to academic conversation, and that is having some accountability that you are participating in the conversation, but it's also helpful to allow everybody a chance to talk by having this activity as part of our conversation today. Would someone please tell me the directions for the talking chip? What are you going to do with these? How do you manage them? Why are they on your desk? What do we do with them? Thanks.
If you whatever scenario or whatever we have, are we going to explain what we found in it, and
Yep.
you put down a talking chip, and then your talking chip is you pretty much have the stage to say whatever you found or something.
Exactly right. Good. And then the next person will do the same thing. What happens if you use all your talking chips and you're not done with the conversation? What are you going to do?
You take them back.
You take them back and redistribute and go again. Now, I recognize on this one, it's still useful for dialogue because you are going to have conversations at your table groups, but recognize you're not going to probably use a lot of them each round because there's kind of a limit to how much you'll actually converse about certain scenarios. Some will require more conversations than others, and that's okay. So I just want you to be aware you might not hit the same numbers you hit last time, just based on our activity today. You'll notice now, draw your attention to the blue piece of paper that you have in front of you. This is where we're going to record your answers for today. So you will get a scenario card on your desk. I'm going to give you those directions here visually in just a second. When you have the conversation about this scenario, a reader can use their chip as their participation for that round. So one of you will read the scenario, and then you will mention here which right is being violated. For example, this seems like someone's freedom of religion is in violation. So you'll write that down, freedom of religion, and then you'll note here which amendment that is. So your flip books can be helpful for that. I also put on your desk and left on your desk the entry task because you're looking at the legal language of the actual amendment. And while, for example, a right to a speedy fair trial, there's more to amendment number 6 that you're going to have to look at to maybe find additional language that's going to help you identify which right might be violated. Does that make sense? Okay, so you've got a couple resources at your disposal for that. Yeah?
Is there only going to be like one violation of amendment?
Yes. I think in all cases there's just one. Good question. So you'll fill this in as you go, and then at the end of that round, you'll pick up your talking chips and you'll write down how many you used for each round. Any questions I need to clarify? All right, let me show you what I just said. I think I've got them here. Let's make sure I didn't miss anything. So, scenario, read, record, and then we're going to repeat the task. 2 to 3 minutes seemed a little long. As we get going, it's probably going to be closer to 2-ish minutes because some of them are a little more obvious than others. Some will require your group to think a little bit. So to honor everyone's time, I'll say right about 2 minutes, and I'll be clear when we're going to rotate, and then we'll count up the total number of chips at the end of the activity. The other point I want to mention is some of you have court cases that you've read about that we haven't discussed, and you kind of have a break today since I switched gears on what we were doing. That needs to be ready to go for your groups tomorrow, your court case information. So some of you will have an advantage in your groups if you have a court case that speaks directly. Some of you, if you did not have that court case, are not going to know for sure what the actual right is. So what you're trying to do right now is just make your best guess based on what you know about the Bill of Rights, okay, and about the specific amendments. And the other point I want to mention about your talking chips, is just remember it's not a race. You're not trying to get yours down first. It's a civil conversation, so you're being a respectful listener as well. All right, I think we're ready. Anything else? So let me start off by handing you your scenario, and when you get it, your first person can start reading and discussing, and I'll put 2 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, she's not smart enough, but she is smart, What part is
Is this your backpack? Yeah. I just moved it out of the way.
Hey, Sarah, would you mind sliding just that over? Yeah, I think we got it. Just trying to get a little walkway through there. Excuse me. Oh, good. I was going to say, good to record it in the right number. Yeah.
We had questions about number 10 because it was saying Elizabeth is 12 years old. Her parents are very religious, but she is not. Once a week, Elizabeth's parents make her come with them to their place of worship. Elizabeth always says she does not want to go, but her parents make her come with them anyways.
Right.
Yeah, they make her come
And so we
what?
were kind of questioning whether, just because they're not saying she has to worship with them, whether it really violates.
So you know which the right is. The issue is freedom of religion,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so then the question is it a violation or not? And what's your best guess?
Okay.
Just take your best guess on that one. So think of her situation, how old she is, the issues with her parents. Those are a few clues. Okay. All right, about 10 seconds.
that's Will we come up with anything to say? We all put in one.
I don't know how we're supposed to talk with a tremendous amount of time.
Right, it's okay. It's still it's the process, that's okay. And there'll be some that'll cause you to have more conversation that they aren't so clear.
What color are these?
Blue.
They're not blue.
They're in the blue family.
He's calling them teal.
They are teal, technically. You're both right. You're both right. Okay, go ahead and pass, please, the card in this direction. Pass it back. Sarah will take it over. This row will pass it forward. Nathan gets to make the walk. Yeah.
Why is the number?
I pulled that scenario. It's not one we really know much about. It's about private property.
No, like the number.
Oh, that goes with your scenario. So this is going to be number 1.
Well, then how come she...
That you had 2 or 3. You did it right. You did it right. Oh, here's something I forgot to say out loud. So this is scenario 5. You're going to want to write it in scenario 5. Yeah, you can just change the number if you don't want to rewrite it. Sorry about that. Are you writing? Oh, you were going up. Who gave you yours? Sarah gave
Colin,
you.
you're supposed to pass yours
They're going
up.
forward this side. Okay, forward.
And then
That's
this goes to
theirs.
you guys.
And that one's yours. Good. And then you caught it that you're making sure you're writing the scenario under the right number. Good. Yeah.
Which right is being violated?
Like my freedom of speech, my freedom of religion.
So would it
It's
be
like-
okay if I write to a trial by jury?
Yes, amendments. You did it right. Yeah. Good.
Would this apply?
But then if they were to make an amendment to the Constitution that said they had to do that, then I guess they would.
The election is Democrats now.
The right to bear arms.
But they do not offer to let him speak to a lawyer. After being questioned for 2 hours.
Do you have a right to a lawyer?
Which one was this that you put none? What was the scenario? Was that the daughter and her parents? So that's freedom of religion issue, right? Because we're talking about religion, yeah. So the question is it being violated or not?
I didn't think it was.
Okay, so that's the concept though. So at least write what the topic was, but then you can definitely say no violation. It applies to the First Amendment, but you're suggesting there was no violation. That's what you would write down.
It's an extra.
How come you have a hole right here for 3?
There, what?
Oh, I put it in the wrong spot.
But there's no 2.
Right. She just put it in the
Why
wrong
is there
spot.
no 2?
I just pulled that scenario because it had to do with property rights. It wasn't anything we've talked about.
Or 7.
Hey, 10 seconds. Yeah, same. Just a kind of a weird one.
Like court thing more if not having a lawyer or anyone else present more than a speedy trial. You're not trying to waste your time.
All right, would you rotate the scenario cards at this time, please? Thank you for hanging on to those until I tell you. That keeps it a little more organized. Pass it back, pass it up, pass it over. Yes. Yes.
What kind of color is right? Okay, so I don't understand what we're doing.
So on this one, you said Amendment 2, which so the right was what?
The right to bear arms.
So go ahead and write right to bear arms, and then it's the Second Amendment. So what the right is, what the amendment is that covers you.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Got it. We don't press it.
So which one was 8?
Cruel or unusual.
So what was the issue that was this when they cut off her hand?
No.
Oh, sorry, you're gonna get that
That
one.
one where she got kicked out because she didn't take the drug test.
Oh, okay. Okay, so just write down, so you think that was punishment, like cruel, unusual punishment?
Yeah.
That's what you would write right there. And then this is the amendment that covers that.
What do they say?
He's not allowed to talk to a lawyer.
Wait, is lawyers?
This might be one where you have to look here a little bit for some language to help you with that.
They didn't explain why.
Which one's this one?
Scenario 8.
Oh, the drug test one. So yeah, what issue do you think that is? What's her right that could be violated?
Unreasonable search and seizure, but
Yes, good job. Yeah. Essentially, her P would be seized, right? So the issue is that legal or not? So you would write search and seizure because they want a sample of her urine. And then the amendment is number 4. Your question is that right being violated? That's the question. And that's, you can write yes or no if you think it's a violation. But you've identified the right amendment and the right issue.
They're letting you put that. I know. Or we do like what?
Hey, 15 seconds.
So for number 4, it's about standardized testing.
Yeah.
And I think that is the 10th Amendment because
It's not our problem, right? Yeah, you got it. Good job.
They turn off the smoke and everything.
We're confused. So it's the one about the girl that shoplifted a designer sweater.
Yep.
Is it right to a trial by jury? Because they say it's right to remain silent or right to a speedy
Because
trial.
what do they say to her? She does it. You're smart enough yourself. You can
defend yourself, but
right.
it's right to an attorney.
Yes, and so that on the floor, Jalen, if you grab that, if you look at that amendment, that's why I was saying you might want to look at that to read the additional language, which will help you find things like that we hadn't talked about. So you were thinking 5, right?
I was thinking 7.
I was thinking 5.
I was thinking 6.
I forgot this doesn't give you the number of the amendment.
That's 3.
I'm just realizing that's not very helpful. You're going to see one in there about an attorney. Yeah, I may put a, oops, sorry.
I think it is Amendment 7, guys.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, sorry, go ahead and pass again, rotate. Rotate. Correct. I've eliminated a couple just because they didn't really fit with what we were doing. It's done already? Okay. So in this one, make sure you're writing what the actual right is. Yeah, like what was the, do you remember which one is that? So this one would be, oh, so she didn't have a right to a lawyer? Or was it, didn't it say she doesn't get a lawyer because she's smart enough she can do it? Yeah, so you would write no lawyer, or not offered a lawyer. That's the right in violation.
So you walk in front of it just to read.
All right, 10 seconds.
That's fine. Band is just band.
Yeah. It's an extracurricular activity, which falls under the same umbrella as athletics. ASB, it's all part of ASB.
No, it's not in the States, right?
Today? All right, can I have your attention real quick, please? I realized my error that I want to fix. That journal entry did not identify which amendment was which. That was part of your activity today. So I was trying to help a group and realize we were trying to find the right amendment. So your answers are up here. So when I said sometimes you may have to look at the amendment for some additional language, you can see the amendment is matched up here. So for example, the right to bear arms is number 2. So use this as a reference if you need it. All right, you're doing great. Go ahead and pass those cards again. Next group. Okay, 2 minutes. Take back your talking chips. Ready to go.
Scenario
Not the national government.
To alert after being questions to our demand
Yeah, that's fine.
Not a right to a lawyer.
I said that. No, I said for
Fourth Amendment.
Yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense. Maybe they just, she doesn't think that they corrected it.
How many have we done so far? At least half? 5. Good. Okay.
I don't know. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know if it's
Right to remain silent until proven guilty.
Yeah, I still amendment number 1, but it's just
You guys got it? Is it going a little faster? Do you feel like you're getting through them a little quicker? Okay.
I will take my 2 cards back.
All right, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Do you feel like you're moving through them a little faster now as you're kind of getting the. Yeah? Or does it depend on the scenario? Yeah?
Would a drug test be considered a search or seizure?
Yes, good job.
It would?
They're seizing her urine.
That's why they wanted. Oh, that's.
So that's what that would be the right that you're talking about. Yeah, good job. That was kind of a strange one, huh? All right, 10 seconds. All right, go ahead and rotate. Next one. I think we're more than half. Here we go. Okay, 2 minutes. Ready to go. Thank you, Nathan.
Take a drug test. Got him.
No, cancel that.
You should just have them like open, have them open options if they want a religion.
Is this the child and her parents?
Yes.
So you've identified it's freedom of religion, right?
Yeah.
That's the right. So, and you know the amendment, the question is it a violation or not?
Oh, that's what.
I think they can like nod them to another religion, but they should be like, you're allowed to worship any religion, but still tell them that.
That was wrong.
12. Do you think that changes things?
Like you still are under your parents, but like I don't know.
You're not old enough to decide.
Can your
for
parents
yourself.
force you to go to church?
No. Well,
My parents did, but I it wasn't a fight, you know.
They're not fighting, right?
No, she doesn't want to go. She doesn't like it.
If she doesn't want to go, then
So what are you thinking? Have you determined? Is it a violation or not? Ripken says no. What do you guys think?
I'm unsure.
You're unsure. Go ahead and put a question mark by it. Ripken, stand behind your thoughts.
then it's a violation.
Okay.
Okay.
The one about the student is
Good conversation. Yeah.
I forgot that these have certain boxes, and I just started filling them out like this.
Okay. So instead of erasing everything, maybe in between, if you have some downtime, you can just change the numbers really quick so your scenarios match.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll just be a little confusing for you when we debrief if you're not sure which one's which. But
Which one do you guys have?
all right, 10 seconds. All right, just kidding. 5. Go ahead and rotate. It looks like you're ready. We're on number 7, correct? This is the 7th one. Yeah? Good. Here we go. 2 minutes.
It is set to punish violence.
Was this the homework one?
Like that you can't do anything over like under 20 years. Can't be brought to like child.
Oh, wasn't that 7? Does it say that? Are you talking about our PowerPoint when it's yeah.
It's fun, right?
Powers given the states.
Yeah, but then
It's amendment 8. Yeah. It was a 5th though.
Yeah, they might repeat. They may repeat. Yeah, there might be a repeat. Right behind you. Hey, about 20 seconds. We'll rotate. Good job. I'm glad you're doing that. Yeah.
Is the candy bar under $20?
Oh, I would assume so. Yeah, I would assume so.
Because that would be number 7 too.
What's, I forgot what happened at the end. Oh, the cut off her hand. So what do you think the issue is?
When you two brought it, but they also brought her to a trial, which is what she brought up.
Oh, you're saying it wouldn't have been for that amount?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was under 20.
Yeah, you can list them both. Yeah, I think the intent of that one was the cruel and unusual punishment. Okay, go ahead and rotate, please. I'm loving your conversations. Great job. A few more to go.
Advanced suspected of violent crimes brought to the
Place of worship. Elizabeth always says she doesn't want to go, but her parents make her
I mean, let's just put that there.
Okay, go ahead and rotate, please. Rotate your card. Thanks for making the walk, Kira. Lily, we have 2 more, right? Is this the last one or 2 more?
We need 2 more. We have to get 12.
Okay.
Congress wants to try and raise cut costs because the soaring budget of Congress passes a law to require American citizens to house
I'm pretty sure we can just take away the amendment and stuff up there. Especially you have the right to bear arms.
We want to protect civilian
I don't know, many civilians might end up for like money or like
Is it that nice to have my
Oh, speaking of that.
Yeah, but that is.
All right, about 20 seconds.
No, it can't be.
This good? All right, rotate, please. Last round. Rotate. Final card.
The housing of the soul.
Designers, why are they selling it on eBay? Jenny appeared before the judge. She's asked for a lawyer to help her defend her. Judge said, "Give me keys."
The judge decides, right?
Even if they can't pay for it.
That would be the lawyer one. No, it's this one, number 5.
No worries.
What was it? They violated.
Oh my god, all of you are literally putting out maybe
I still have night vision.
All right, would you wrap it up in 10 seconds, please?
I was last every year.
My sister.
All right, wrap it up in 3. Finish your thoughts in 2. All right, voices off now, please. Hey, voices off. Nice job. I really appreciated the way you were engaging in those conversations and really talking through those scenarios. You did a great job. I want to do kind of the big reveal to some of these. I'm noticing our time. So I'm going to pick a few of them. And within your team, there are 3 jobs that I would like you to do. One is just going to be to tell us the gist. You don't have to read the whole card to us. If you just say in just a few words what that one was, everyone will remember what you're talking about. And then which right was being violated, and then which amendment does that go with? And then the third person, I want you to show us the hand signal for that one. So take 30 seconds. Which one of you is going to do which when I call on your scenario that you have in front of you? Go.
I'm not doing the hand signal.
We don't have something.
No, I just said
All right, here we go.
I do not know.
We're going to start off, kind of warm us up with scenario number 4. Which group has that? 4. All right, so what's the gist of number 4? Be good listeners, make sure you have the same points.
Congress was low on budget, and so they started having soldiers in the U.S.
Soldiers in U.S. homes. Good. What is the amendment or violation?
3.
3, which is?
Which is no housing or quartering of soldiers.
Good. And what is the hand signal we have for that one? Good. Nicely done. No quartering of soldiers. Thank you. We're going to move on to another one. How about number, let's do number, oh, this was an interesting one. 10. Who's got number 10? All right. Scenario.
Elizabeth is 12 years old. Her parents are very religious, but she is not. Once a week, Elizabeth's parents make her come with them to their place of worship. Elizabeth always says she does not want to go, but her parents make her come anyway.
All right. Good. What's the amendment or potential violation? Freedom of what?
Religion.
Freedom of religion. Good. And the hand signal? Nice. And what did you decide about that one? Because this was the question a lot of you had. Is that a violation of her rights? What did your group think? Yeah, it was a violation. Raise your hand if you agreed. Yes. Okay. Raise your hand if you think no. All right, interesting. So the answer is no. It was not a violation of her rights because she's 12 and under the care of her parents. So good job on that one. I know that was a little confusing. All right, how about number 11? Number 11, who's got that scenario?
I didn't.
All right, what's the gist of it, Jacob?
Members of Congress are unhappy with students' standardized test scores. They passed a federal law that abolishes local school boards and requires a national standardized curriculum.
Okay, and what is the right or amendment violation?
The violation is number 10. It's basically, it's whatever not listed in the Constitution is the state's problem.
State's problem, and our hand signal. Not our problem. Good job. So that is correct. That is up to the states. The federal government cannot push any kind of curriculum on all 50 states. Good job. One more, and then we will move on to the last part. What about number, let's do number, how about, oh, this one's a little bit different on how you might answer it, but it's still an interesting one. Scenario 5. Scenario 5. All right, good. What did you think about this one? What was the gist?
So they were in class, and the teacher wanted everyone to share their homework with everyone, and Brett here didn't want to do that, and then so they sent him to the principal.
Good. What do you think right or amendment that was violating?
I don't think you've written better.
You don't think it was any. Good. And Bryn, same? Say it again.
Petition?
Oh, petition. Oh, I see what you're saying. All right, good. How many of you thought there was no violation in that one? No violation. Okay, good. That is true. And I remember this Supreme Court case, actually. I don't know if you remember it. A lot of teachers were holding their breath because you know how much additional work, you know how often we'll exchange papers and just kind of grade each other's on the small stuff. That was what was being challenged. It was actually his right to privacy. And that issue, he did not, that court case, he did not win. So the school systems were upheld for that. That wasn't a violation. So that was an interesting one, and we were all kind of holding our breath to see what the outcome of that was going to be. So good. Excellent job. Go ahead and slide to your space. I want you to copy down your question that will be homework for you tonight. This is going to be on the back of your scenario. Yeah, go ahead and just leave your chips right here. I know we're kind of short on time. I'll clean up the room when we finish here. So go ahead and just slide back to your own seat. Just leave them on your desk. I'll get them.
Is there a reflection at the bottom?
Yes. So at the bottom of the blue sheet on the back is the spot for a final reflection. Here is the question that I would like you to copy down and answer tonight. We'll discuss this tomorrow. So, are the protections for individual rights that were added to the Constitution in 1791 out of date, or are they still important to us today?
Do you want IQIA?
Yes, please. IQIA. Essentially, you're asking, is the Constitution still important to us today?
This is like where it says.
Yep, right at the bottom. Thank you. Can I get your scenario card? Is that in there? That scenario card. I might have gotten it, actually. I've got all of them, I think. You were 5? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right, again, you did an excellent job today. Nice work. So please make sure your court cases are ready for tomorrow, as is this final reflection question. Go ahead and pack yourselves up.